Hi, my name is Christopher Blay, and I am an artist and writer, and I curate exhibitions for the Tarrant County College Southeast Campus Gallery, the Art Corridor Gallery.
Cool. And what are you going to be presenting for us today at the Octoroon Happy Hour?
The Octoroon Happy Hour is going to be transformed into a space for contemplation. It's a relational aesthetics experience that just manipulates statistics that are relevant to the theater and share that experience with the audience that will be coming to the show. When I was asked to do this and the play was introduced as the Octoroon, one of the things that immediately came to mind was how that phrase describes a percentage of African American blood in a person. And I immediately started thinking of how I could use the idea of percentages in an experience that highlights both concepts in the play and the theater experience as a whole. So what I decided to do was recreate something that I did last year, which was called Bake Your Privilege Night. And what I did then was to select a recipe for apple pie and then use the proportions for the ingredients to reflect the percentage of participation in the art world by minorities. And so I looked at different groups, First Nation groups, African Americans, Asians, women, and looked at those percentages and transformed those percentages into portions of ingredients to bake the apple pie. And so the audience observed me and some other artists putting together the ingredients to create this pie, but the night before, the bakery made the pies. So we went through like a baking show, showing what the proportions were for each demographic, and then we presented the finished pies and shared it with the audience. So it was a tangible way of experiencing what happens when there's so little participation, in that case, in the visual arts. And so when I was thinking about recreating it for this experience, considering that it's a happy hour, I thought we could use statistics that were relevant to the theater, and because it would be kind of a conglomerate of statistics to go to every city in the country, I decided to focus on studies that dealt with large cities, New York City being sort of the unspoken hub of theater. I thought would be a great case study. And so I used the statistics from one specific study to select the percentages of participation by non-white actors, either in casting or in the kinds of plays that were being made, the kinds of people that were going to the theater, and created a really handy statistic of proportions for the drinks that you're going to get at happy hour. So the practical experience that will happen as people come in is that they will each be handed a playing card, and the suite of that card is going to correspond to a drink proportion as they represent a specific demographic. And so there will be a visual representation of how little or how great their participation in the art world is by the card that they've randomly been assigned.
Nice.
That's it.
Well, and just on
Perfect.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hello.